Hello everyone, welcome back to another Kadomon video. Today we're going to be trying to build a poison team. Poison teams are some of the strongest synergies that you can build around in Kadomon. As you can see here, the toxic debuff is going to apply poison onto enemies whenever one of your party members faints, and this debuff is going to stack very quickly and dish out heavy damage. It's also one of the best ways to consistently beat the second boss. So, to begin our run, we are going to choose Belief. We will eventually do a run with Monku, but Monku requires you to sort of build a specific team around them, whereas Belief is just a solid support that can fit into just about any team. So we're definitely going to pick them for the early game. And this is actually great, we've got a lot of toxic rooms that we can pick from. That mini boss is kind of annoying because it prevents us from getting into this room. And actually we're gonna get forced into a mini boss again. Yeah, because we're either taking this one or this one, and if we want this path, yeah. So we're gonna have to fight a mini boss, unfortunately, but we've got a few more toxic rooms up here. So let's see what we can do with that. Don't want to fight that one. We want to hopefully maybe be able to defeat this mini boss, so we're gonna start here, the toxic fire room. And we've got a Cactot, pretty solid supporting poison unit. Cactot is going to turn thorns into poison, so you can sort of build like a tanky. It works pretty well with ground teams actually, because you can turn your thorns into poison and start stacking that. So we're going to go ahead and pick up Cactot. Let's see, these are both great items for Monku actually, but we didn't pick Monku. We'll go with the spare shell for some extra tankiness. Let's see, ally fainted, allies heal. None of these are that great. We'll go with Frozen, although I don't really think we're going to build an ice team. They really want me to build an ice team with all these ice types, but we're going to stick to the poison team for now. We do have some pretty good items in the shop here. Spare button lets you double up on your types. So if I stick the spare button on a Cactot, that'll give us another grass, for example. Let's move some things around here. We'll wait to equip the spare shell, and let's go on to the next room. We got Baleen and Rhymites. Should be pretty easy early fights. Rhymite is pretty fast, but we should be fine here. Don't think we're gonna use either of these for our team permanently, but we can stick, let's go with Baleen for now, just so we have a tank. And we don't even need to put the spare shell on them really, because spare shell only works while shielded, and we have no way to shield right now, so we'll just hold on to that. We got some runes, we'll just take this one. There is a secret behind the runes actually, but I'm gonna leave that for another video. We will get to that soon. Bug is not really the best type of synergy. There are some ways you can incorporate that into a poison build. We'll stick it on a Cactot for now, because it's not the worst synergy to have. And the extra spawnables in the early game is pretty nice. Now this is a great room. These are 4 different mons that could all be pretty solid for our team. We'll have to get through this fight and then look at our choices here. We might be on a bit of the weaker side here, but I think we should still be able to get through this alright. The spawns are actually really nice for some extra tanking there. Beleaf's got huge speed buffs from Baleen, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think we're going to lose some morale here, unfortunately, unless the flies can distract for long enough. Oh yeah, we're definitely not winning this. It's down to just Knock. Goodbye, Knock. We got pretty close, so we're only going to lose 10 morale, so that could have been worse, honestly. Get some more money, but yeah, now we have all sorts of great options. Qumu is sort of this weird, like, healer, but also damage dealer hybrid for poison builds, and Barrel is a great tank. However, there's actually quite a few different poison tanks that you can choose from, so we're going to go with Qumu for now. Plasmula and Snows are pretty decent, but I feel like these two units are more essential to poison builds. So we're going to pick up Qumu. Additionally, having the dark type synergy is really nice if we can get a few more dark types on our team. We might even pick up the spare button later and give it to Qumu, so that way they can count as 2 dark types. But let's continue onward. We are going to have to fight a mini-boss, and I don't see it ending well. Let's just go ahead and take the early loss, that way we can route to as many poison rooms as possible, really. Oh yeah, there's absolutely no way we're beating Cam out here. Poison is sort of the counter to this mini-boss, but we don't really have our team set up yet, so this should be pretty brutal. Yeah, Cam out's already up to like 20 thorns. We can just go ahead and fast forward through this. There's no way we're winning this fight. Everything that touches Cam out is just gonna instantly die. Yeah, there goes our whole team. Okay. Not much we can do there, but we only lose 10 morale, so it's not too bad. We have a shop refresh now, but we're gonna wait because we definitely want to pick up some of these items. Attack potion, spare button. Toxic slime's also really good for poison builds, of course, but we'll wait to buy stuff until we can get some more permanent party members on our team. That bee leaf has a spare button, but unfortunately we won't be able to snag it. If you recruit a Mon onto your team that you already have and they get converted to XP, you actually don't get the item. I'm not sure if that's an intentional feature or if it's a bug, but it's pretty unfortunate because it means we won't be able to get that spare button here. None of these really help our team, so we'll just take the extra XP for belief for now. They'll be good for holding our team steady in the early game, but we definitely won't be keeping them later on. Got another Qumu, and we'll probably pick up the Plasmula here, because they can also be a pretty solid unit for these type of teams. And slow things down a bit. Baleen is not really the best tank because they actually poison themselves, which isn't really the type of poison build we're going for here. But this should be an easy win. Yep. And Bee-Leaf is evolving, and now we can pick up Plasmula. So Plasmula is going to give us extra energy, and it's just going to spit out some poison every time we use a super, which is nice, because we want Mons like this, who are just basically poisoning the enemies, which then triggers some of our synergies. The more poison we can get on the enemies, the better. We still don't really have a tank, which is kind of annoying. I don't want to get rid of Baleen because they're our only tank, but we might have to here. Let's see. It's gonna be a bit awkward, but we're gonna stick Stagnant in the front for now and move him to the back, and we'll give them, spare shell still doesn't even really matter because we don't have any way to shield yet. And we'll hold off on picking up some of these. Actually, let's go ahead and get the spare button and put that on a Qumu. So we have the Dusk synergy now, which is pretty nice. We'll get revived whenever we die, as well as free supers. Gain a Bibarel. That's actually the other poison tank that we passed up on earlier. We're definitely going to take that, because now we can put them on our team, and we've got the full poison synergy already. So Bibarel is going to gain shield whenever the enemies are poisoned, and their super just spits out more poison. So you can already see we're starting to build our basic synergy here off of all these poison types. Since Bibarel is able to shield, we can stick the spare shell on them, and we need sort of an attacker. We're probably not going to hold on to Cactot for too much longer. Once we get an attacker, we can put the Toxic Slime and the Attack Potion on them. So we got another poison room. There aren't really none of these Mons are really attackers, so hopefully we can find some in the later regions, but we'll see what we get here. And yeah, nothing really too crazy, just the evolutions of our current team members, really. Can probably fast forward through this. I believe we should be able to handle these fights just fine. A bit sketchy, but yeah, we got through it. Qumu's doing most of our damage right now, but they are actually more of a supporting unit. They trigger the enemy's poison, and then that damages them, of course, but it also heals the tank in front, which helps keep them alive. We'll take the bone armor, And let's get some extra XP for Schemer. So they went ahead and evolved into Eldritch. We can get rid of some of these mons, and we'll stick the Bone Armor on the Plasmula for now, although definitely not staying on them long term. And let's give the XP to the barrel. We've got a campsite. Air is really nice, but not for our team, so we'll take the XP. That should be enough to evolve. Yep. We got an Isotroop now. See if they got any important stat buffs from that. Now they get 2 shield, so their shielding just doubled from that evolution, and they're spitting out even more poison. So we should be more than well off to take on this first boss here. Slow it down a bit, but I think we should be fine. Yeah, we're handling this pretty nicely so far, I'd say. As you can see, in these sort of longer fights, the poison really starts to build up. So now every time this boss attacks, they're taking 50 damage. And this is sort of the power behind the poison builds, is that they just destroy these harder boss fights. And when we get to the World 2 boss, which is Knocking, they can't really steal our buffs, because as you can see, we barely have any buffs. This team isn't about buffing yourself up, it's about debuffing the enemy team, which is why it's so strong. So this is going to be a very easy win. I don't think we even took any damage because of Isotroop's shielding there. So yeah, Eldritch is still our main damage dealer, but we're going to try to replace Cactot with someone who can maybe dish out more consistent damage. None of these field effects are that great, but we'll go with the Flower Field, get some extra health, and we will definitely be taking the attack potion there. Let's go ahead and pick up this attack potion and Toxic Slime so we can cycle this. Mushiki is alright, we might consider picking them up, we'll have to see what other poison types we run into. And Glass Pill isn't really a damage dealer, they're more for XP farming. So not XP farming, they actually give you permanent buffs, attack and health. They're a pretty solid mon, but we're not going to use them for this run. Toxic Lamp could be pretty solid, we'll definitely consider it. Let's see what we got in World 2. We got a few poison rooms, definitely not as many as before, but we do have a few new poison types available, mainly Wimptus. Wimptus is probably going to be our damage carry. They are poison bug, so we want to actually try to find some of these bug rooms as well. We'll probably take this routing, because that gives us a lot of poison and bug rooms, and okay, we got a lot of poison types up here. Also a lot of mini bosses, which is actually pretty good because we should be able to handle them. So we're going to go up through this path here. And nothing really too great for us in this room, should be a pretty easy victory. Our party members did actually get switched around there, but I don't think it mattered too much, because we're still just really strong for this point of the game. We will take the extra HP, or not HP, the extra XP. And yeah, we're just gonna keep hunting for Wimptus. Hopefully we can find them in this room. No luck, but we got a few more chances to run into them, so we should be good. Slow things down a bit, let's see what's going on here. So they got some attack buffs. They actually got a bit of a poison team as well, but we should, yeah, we're definitely out poisoning them right now. And we've already got 21 shield on the Isotroop. Eldritch should be healing Isotroop. They actually kind of picked off our backline, but I think we should still be fine. This is actually a bit of a closer fight. Yeah, as you can see, we built up all this poison on their team insanely quickly. The poison passive just spits out so much poison whenever one of our guys go down, and it synergizes really well with the dark passive, because it's spitting out that poison twice for each mon because of the revive from the dark passive. So yeah, we're gonna win off of that dark passive right there, getting the extra poison onto them. That was actually a bit of a closer battle than intended. But yeah, Eldritch, really strong unit. I mean, they're doing all this healing and damage. Let me get some money, and we'll get even more XP for them. Actually, Wanted poster's pretty alright, but I think we're still gonna go with the XP. And We got a mystery event. We can do some gambling. We definitely don't want to randomize our items or gain a weighted dice. None of these are too great. Let's just gamble away some of our money. Okay, we won. We got some extra money. That is very nice. We're gonna route up to these bug rooms and try to get Wimptus. And no luck here. Go ahead and fast forward. But as you saw in that earlier fight, really the only thing that was able to stand up to our poison team was that other poison team. I think... Okay, we may not actually be that strong. Our Isotroop's getting pretty weak here. Cactot really isn't doing much. The one Thorn isn't adding a lot to the team, so hopefully we can find Wimptus pretty soon. We might even just go ahead and replace Cactot with one of these Mons. We'll go ahead and look at what options we have here. Some money. Eulament's a pretty good damage dealer. Lumet is nice for spawns, and then neither of these are really damage dealers. We'll take Eulament, and I think we'll stick them onto the team for now, but they're definitely going as soon as we get Wimptus. So, stick Cactot in the back. And yeah, let's see how that works out. And we can go ahead and give them a Toxic Slime for now. So that... Yeah, let's see how this works out. We got Physical Air Room. Really, the major weakness of our team here is just that our Mons are pretty slow. If the enemies are able to outscale us, then that can be a bit of an issue. Although it is honestly pretty hard to outscale poison teams because of all the poison that builds up from the passive. Yeah, we got much more consistent damage now with Element. They do not fit into our team at all, but it shouldn't matter for now at least. As long as we can find Wimptus or some sort of poison attacker, we should be alright. None of these items are really that good, we're just gonna sell them. Another Toxic Slime couldn't hurt. Go ahead and evolve Element. And... yeah, we can get rid of Cactamari, we're not gonna need them. The XP on him. Sell that. We got a lot of money right now, we should probably... let's pick up anything we might want to use. I don't really think we're gonna use Mushiki here, so let's just restock. And we've got more Mons that we don't plan on using, but the attack potion is very nice. As soon as we find our poison attacker, we got 3 attack potions ready for them, which is going to be huge. It's probably going to double their attack. Let's go ahead to the campsite, see if we can get lucky here. That is kind of unfortunate, actually. It'd be nice if Dublio didn't have that 3rd type. We could just make them our poison attacker, but unfortunately I don't think it lets us add a 4th type onto them. We could always... actually no, I can't actually add the poison type to any of these. We're just gonna have to take the XP here. But hey, at least we got Eldritch evolved to their final form, which is Octostritch. Yeah, 50%. He's gonna be dealing huge damage and huge healing. We got another chance at Wimptus here, and this is just really unlucky, honestly. Hopefully we'll be able to find them before we get to the knocking fight. Mons are getting switched around here, but I think we should still be pretty alright. We got last switch getting triggered. Yeah, these are mostly just spawnables. We're good for this fight. And we don't really need the 3rd Toxic Slime, so yeah, none of these are going to be that great. We're just going to take Filament and sell them. And we'll put XP onto a barrel. Yeah, how many more chances? It's just one more chance at Wimptus. There's only 6 different Mons that can even show up in this room, so hopefully we'll get Wimptus out of him. We are gonna have to take on a mini boss to get there, but I think our team should be strong enough to handle it. Pretty easy win. Get some more money. Yeah, the mini boss will be nice because we can get another ticket and health attractor, I believe, might actually be Octostrich's hyper evolution item. I'm not sure, but we're gonna find out. Hopefully this doesn't backfire on us since we're going into a mini boss here, but I think we should be fine. Buffok isn't too hard to beat, and also just poison teams in general kind of counter a lot of the boss fights because the poison stacking. This actually is rough. I should not have sped through that. Buffok was getting some huge attack buffs there, but I think we're gonna be fine. He picked off one of our Mons, but we've got the poison stacking on him, so this fight's just about over pretty much. Picked off another one, but yeah, he's very poisoned right now. I think we're good. He attacks 2 more times, he's dead. Yeah, bit of a close fight, but we're still fine. Actually, not over yet, but yeah, Dubiel's gonna finish that off. So a bit close, but yeah, as you can see, we got the Hyper Evolution onto Octostrich. Hyper Octostrich, let's check them out. For his super, he's gonna trigger all the enemy's poison and then heal our tank 70% of that. So if he triggers 100 poison, that's 70 healing. He's just gonna keep our tank alive while dealing huge damage. And then each time our dude in front supers, he's spitting out more poison. And then this item actually isn't that great for him. It heals him whenever he heals the guy in front, but he's usually going to stay at full health anyways. So we're going to switch this item off of him. We mostly just put it on to get the Hyper Evolution. We'll go with the Sharp Spikes, and none of these items are too great. We'll take the Flame Belt, sell it. Stick the button back onto him and sell that. Let's go ahead and restock our shop. We got a few poison mons, but not the one that we're looking for. Again, none of these items are too great, really. We'll buy the extra XP on Isotrope here. They're now super close to evolving, but we can wait on that. 1 or 2 more fights should be enough to get that. And we got another chance at Wymptus. There we go. We got them. We got their evolution Shaltis. So what Shaltis is gonna do is they're gonna target the enemy in the back, and they're also gonna poison them. And they also just have a pretty high attack and speed, so they're gonna sort of become our damage carry. Both them and then Octostrich is gonna be our damage carries, while Octostrich is gonna heal our tank, and our tank is gonna stay alive through all the poison that's getting dished out. And then Tentazer is mostly just there to spit out more poison as well as to improve our supercharge. This is a bit of a close fight, but I think we're fine. It was mostly just our guy in the back that got picked off. Yeah, everyone did pretty even amounts of damage there. But we're gonna go ahead and pick up Shaltis. Thankfully, we were able to get them before the knocking fight. We can go ahead and get rid of Dubiel. And now we get to put all 3 of these attack potions on him, which is huge. He's got 15 damage now. And we gotta find an item for him. We'll go with the Toxic Slime for now. And we'll actually put that on a Tentazer as well, just to spit out even more poison. And yeah, we'll keep the spare shell on our tank for now, but we'll definitely consider this. Let's sell some of these items, and let's go ahead and evolve Isotrope. Got Anklogram. And are we at the knocking fight? Oh, we've got a mini boss before it. We got Canuck. Again, shouldn't be too hard. Our team is definitely looking very strong now that we got Shaltis. Canuck can be a bit rough because they attack randomly. Yeah, that was really unlucky there, hitting the attacks on a Shaltis, but they are still alive thanks to the poison passive ability. And as you can see, the poison just stacks so quickly. This boss is already dead as soon as they go to attack. they are just gone. We've got a few knocks to deal with, but these shouldn't be any problem. We'll fast forward through it. And yeah, pretty convincing win. And we get a lot of rewards. Field effects. We'll go with overgrowth, not really the best, but can't hurt. And none of these help us. We can go ahead and refresh our shop thanks to that ticket. You are already at max, and I believe the radioactive gem is actually Anklogram's hyper evolution item. We are going to wait until after the knock fight to use that though. I do not want to take any risks here because this fight is probably the hardest one in the entire game. Let's go ahead and watch this on regular speed. I got some strength buffs going, but as soon as we like start stacking the poison on a knocking, we should be fine, honestly. Octostritch is about to trigger all that poison. Tentazer is about to grant super buffs. Then Shawdus is going to start dealing some good damage here, hopefully. These strength buffs are a bit scary, but we've got Octostritch keeping Anklogram healthy. And yeah, a bit of a slower fight. Poison is more of a slower team, but very, very strong, especially if you combine it with the Dark Synergy. Hopefully in the third world we're able to find some campfires with more dark types, because that would be really strong for our synergy right now. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. I think this is a winning fight, although actually let me not speak so soon. This knocking has plus 45 strength, which is pretty scary. Though the poison is starting to build up. Our tank is down to his last wish, and he's getting huge strength buffs. But as you can see, we're up to 77 poison right now. That should be enough. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward through this. That poison, yeah, it's just so strong. We didn't even lose anyone on our team. Octostritch is still actually dealing the bulk of our damage. Just goes to show how strong that mon is with the poison team. None of these are really that good. We'll take the dropped armor. And shop ticket's always nice. We don't need a second radioactive gem. We'll take the multi-berry. Actually, we probably should have took that so we didn't have to buy it from the shop. It's not really a big deal. Let's go ahead and put that onto our Anklogram, and let's reset the shop. Again, our team's more or less already fully built out, so we don't really need any of these items. Toxic Sludge could be pretty alright. We'll definitely consider it, but let's go ahead and get the Hyper Evolution first. Let's see what mons this world has. More or less the same from the other worlds, nothing really new to add to our team. We want to be getting campfires here, but unfortunately there's barely any campfires in this world. I think we are just going to probably try to avoid these mini bosses to stay as healthy as possible. Let's go ahead and start out here. And unfortunately, we are taking damage whenever we use the radioactive gem, so we definitely want to get that off as soon as possible. But it's definitely worth it to get the Hyper Evolution here. Pretty easy win. Anklogram's really tanky. And there's his Hyper Evolution. Let's see what he does now. He's getting 4 shield every time we poison any enemies. So you can see how just the synergy with poison teams, it's pretty insane. And extra button's really nice. We might be able to use that. Probably not actually. We're already at max poison synergy. He already has a button, and we're not really going for bug synergy. But we'll hold on to the button in case we need it. Let's put the XP onto our Shawdus, and we don't need the multi-berry. We'll keep these items in case we change our mind. Let's get that radioactive gem off of him. Yeah, gain 3 after each fight, but lose 10 morale is pretty bad. You want to be holding on to as much morale as you can. Let's go ahead and try to avoid the mini-bosses for now. We might actually take some of them on, because some shop tickets could be nice here. But these should be pretty easy fights with how strong our team is looking right now. We've got the full poison synergy with dark synergy, and we've got 2 hypers. So as you can see, Anklogram just staying at full health more or less. especially with the healing from our guys in the back. And yeah, this is going to be pretty smooth sailing, hopefully, up until the final boss. Got a random event. Unfortunate, we're going to have to lose even more morale here. We are cutting it kind of dangerous with how low we're getting on morale. But as long as we don't lose too many more fights, we should be alright. And our team is looking so strong, I don't plan on us losing at all, hopefully. It's gonna be an easy win. Nothing good here. Get rid of him. And yeah, more or less we're just going to be sort of following the same sort of cycle here. I don't really think any of these fights are going to cause any sort of problems to us. I mean, yeah, like, this team is just brutal. We should be fine. I think we're going to win this run, honestly. Just picking random dudes. We're not going to use any of these items, of course. We're just going to sell them. Yeah, we could definitely use some shop tickets, actually. We have a lot of money. I just want to be careful because I don't want to lose morale to these bosses. That's really the only way we lose our run here. We're going to play it safe and avoid that mystery event. And just continue sweeping through these pretty easy rooms. Ooh, we found a shiny. Okay. Let's get through that tutorial. It's a shiny Eldritch. That's actually the mon we've got on our team right now. I'm not sure if we'll be able to collect them because we already have Hyper Octostretch on our team. I might actually... this is a bit tricky. I want this shiny here. We're gonna pick up Scowly, and... with that, I'm trying to... because I don't want the XP to just go into him and the shiny to disappear. Although, I don't want to just sell our best mon. I don't think picking up Scowly there is actually going to do anything. That was kind of a mistake. Yeah, we're just going to see what happens. We may not be able to get this shiny here, but still that's cool. It's like a green shiny. Got the little sparkle effect. Hopefully we'll be able to pick them up and I can show y'all how you can collect shinies, because it's a pretty cool feature this game has. So we're going to get through this room. Should be another easy fight. We'll go ahead and fast forward again. And we're going to see if it lets us collect this shiny. So that's interesting. It turned our current guy into a shiny, which means if we want to collect them permanently, we either need to win the run or we have to drop them off at a campsite. You essentially have to get to a campsite. Let me pull up the map. I'd have to get to this room, and then there's an option to essentially sacrifice them, but to permanently unlock the shiny. I'm pretty confident that we're going to win this run, so I think I'm just going to keep them on my team for the final boss, and hopefully that goes well. We don't lose this cool shiny that we found. But yeah, that's cool. We've got Hyper Octostretch, and he's green now. Shinies are 1 in 1,000 chance, so not quite as rare as in like the Pokemon games, for example, but still a pretty cool find. And it's nice because once you unlock a shiny permanently, you have the option to always unit. You can always use it. So any Octostretch that we find in the future, we can choose to make a shiny if we want to. We're gonna go ahead and release these items. Hopefully we can get our team fully evolved in time for the final fight. We can always get some extra XP from the campfire. We are running pretty low. We're down to 30 morale. There's a bug in the game right now where whenever an enemy has the radioactive gem, it actually damages you. And hopefully that gets patched pretty soon, because we've taken like, I want to say 30 or 40 damage just from that bug alone. But we're just going to continue sweeping through these fights like nothing. Let's start putting our XP on the shortest, so hopefully we can get everyone evolved in time. Got a mystery event. And this is just awful. We might end up dying before we can get to the final boss. I think we'll be fine. We are running so super low on morale here, but this team's so strong, I think we're still good. Got the final fight for the boss. And their Aerozard is picking off our back line, but we should still be fine because our front line's really strong as well. It's mostly Octostritch that's putting in the work, honestly. There is our first evolution. Let's collect some stuff. We got another field effect. We will go with New Moon. Not really the best either, but can't hurt. And we'll just take a Quana here. And another attack potion's pretty nice. Stick that on Shottis. And let's try to get Shottis evolved here. We have so much money that we can just buy out the entire shot pretty much. And sell all these Mons for XP. And let's see if that's enough. Yep, there we go. We don't have time to hyper evolve the other two Mons, but we should be able to get through this final fight. Let's see if we can get any synergies here. So this is what I was talking about. We could ensure that we unlock the misprint, but then that would take Octostritch off of our team and we'd have a very weak team for the final boss. So we got another Toxic, which we don't need. We're just going to take the XP, it doesn't really help us. And hopefully we can win this fight and permanently unlock the misprint here. Slow things down, see what happens. This fight is usually pretty easy. Yeah, we've already got like 50 poison on KO Thesis. Can probably fast forward a bit here. Up to 80, 82, 93, 101, and it's dead. Maybe not. There we go. Okay. But yeah, this is looking like a winning run, I think. Let's see what happens. So long as they do have a few dudes who can attack our backline, as long as our backline doesn't get picked off, I think we'll be fine. Anklogram is a bit low on health, but as soon as Octostritch supers, he should be back to full. Let's see if that can happen. Octostritch is very close right now. Anklogram's getting pretty low. This could be a bit sketchy. But yeah, you can see right there the healing. Unfortunately, we didn't have that much poison on the enemy team, so it didn't heal that much, but that should be enough to get through this part of the fight. And as you can see now, they're starting to recover. Tentastila is giving everyone so much energy, and the scaling is really starting to begin now. We've already got 26, now 34 poison on the final boss, so that's going to start chipping away as we deal with the smaller minions in the front. And yeah, this is looking very promising. We're up to almost 50 shield now, and we got about 60 poison on the boss. Let's go ahead and fast forward here. I think we're good. Hopefully you can see now it's not that poison teams are that powerful. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are. It's just that they're consistent. There's so many different ways you can build a poison team, and they're all more or less consistently good. And I think the strongest part about these type of teams is that they're able to consistently beat the boss fights and the mini bosses, which is probably some of the hardest parts of Kadomon, is getting through, like, really it's the World 1 mini bosses and then it's the knocking fight. And poison teams handle both of those pretty well. But as you can see, we were able to just maintain our team and get to the final fight, and that was a pretty convincing win. We had a bit of a sketchy part near the beginning, but for the most part we were fine. Octostritch was definitely our carry there, keeping our tank alive and actually outputting almost twice as much damage as our damage dealer. Maybe we should have just put those attack potions in Octostritch. But regardless, we got a few more things we can claim. There is actually this bug in the game that we're going to take advantage of right now, where we can go to the shop, and as you can see, we get rewards after beating the run, but we can refresh our shop and try to unlock a few more shinies here. Unfortunately, we didn't get any this time, so we're just gonna go ahead, take that, and our run is complete. We've won with our poison team. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you all next time.